There is something almost magical about being up high and looking down on a town. It's fabulous being up a mountain and looking down on the scenery below you. But looking down on a town, on a hamlet, on a city, it's magical, it's much more thrilling. Looking down on a microcosm of people going about the business, it's almost Brobdingnagian. Looking down on Lilliputians going about the business, I feel like Gulliver. Beware of tiny men bearing ropes. Seeing houses, seeing buildings from above rather than below, seeing streets laid out like on a map rather than just being able to see about 100 feet either way on our tiny little roads. Seeing reservoirs that you can't see from ground level because they're surrounded by dry stone walls. And seeing woodland tumbling downhill rather than climbing uphill. And to appreciate that to the full, you have to have a completely clear mind. Usually we think we have a clear mind, but we've got programs running in the background like a computer. We've got concerns about work, family, day-to-day life, commitments that everybody else has got. The only time you know you've got a really clear mind is when you've got a really clear mind. Living a slow, simple, measured life means that you can let your mind free to walk past concerns and distractions, just to fully appreciate what's around you without other things coming in and nibbling away at the edges. Now that sounds very easy for me because I'm retired, but I did work for half a century, but I still managed, because of the lifestyle I led, to get up on the fells and the mountains in the Lake District in Yorkshire and Wales and Scotland every weekend and appreciate it with a completely clear mind. And I think if you go back on my old videos, I think you can tell that the appreciation there and the love of being in that environment was all consuming. And that was because I was living a quiet, a gentle, a free lifestyle as much as I could with other commitments coming in. Yes, as you get older and you reach retirement, you can concentrate, or not concentrate, you can let yourself live a slower life, but you can still do it and interact and work and bring up a family and look after that family and look after yourself and look after your mind and look after your well-being and look after your mental health, just by living a slower, less materialistic, less crazy life. I've spoken before and I'll speak again about the simple steps towards living a peaceful, slow, quiet, I wouldn't say stress-free, because I'm not a lunatic, but less stressful, let's put it that way. Less reliance on social media, less reliance on news, less reliance on mainstream media with its bias and its lies, and we all know that it is. We glean information and then we form our opinions out of that information, and that information is just somebody else's idea about what you should think and what your opinion should be. Trying to eat less processed food, eating wholesomely, taking time to cook. A great family thing, that. On your own, with a partner, with a family, with a glass of wine, with music, or not, gazing out of a window while you do it. It's worth every moment. More time alone processing your thoughts, more time putting things down on paper, because that is very cathartic. I've spoken about that before. It's very important to me. Following simple rules for a simple life means you'll fully appreciate the world around you. This little microcosm that's playing out below us at the moment. Everybody going about the business like little ants. How many of those people are completely happy and completely at peace with as little stress as possible in their lives? We're here in the countryside. There's fields of sheep between us and the town. This like transformation between total countryside on the moorlands and the busy town below. It's a beautiful contrast. More time to think about closing that gap, and I've spoken about this before. More time to think about closing that gap between financial commitments and not financial commitments. That living up there with debt and that living down there with as little debt as you can get, so that if anything goes wrong, your whole life doesn't go bang. Your life just goes boom. Let's pick ourselves up. And that is very important because that happened to me. And as luck would have it, I wasn't massively in debt. I was enough to cause me enormous pain, enormous worry for a couple of years at least and more. But it only affected me. I was on my own. And it was before Molly came along, so it didn't affect Molly, which is a good thing. So think about that. Think about your financial commitments. Think about that before you buy that big car. Upgrade that house. Go bigger. By all means do it if you feel comfortable with it and it's what you've aimed for all your life. You've got to have something to work for. But just give it some thought before you do it. Look at alternatives. And then look at what could be the outcome if things went bottom up. I feel very, very lucky in that I'm in this position now at my age where I don't have to work anymore. So my income is pretty much, it's meagre, but it's more or less guaranteed. I don't think I'm going to have any great big scares in the rest of my life. And I feel lucky. And not only that, but I have all this. I have all this, and I feel that I am appreciating it as much as I possibly can. I'm seeing things. We're seeing rabbits in the field just a bit further back. I'm aware of what's going on around me, and I feel like I can appreciate what's going on around me. So do it. Live that slow and gentle and peaceful life, because it's fabulous. Take my word for it, it's fabulous. We're going to carry on now. We're heading towards Rivington Pike, which is on top of a hill behind us. We may be out for a couple of hours. Nothing else planned today. Shopping. Got to go shopping this afternoon. That's my greatest commitment. So everybody have a great day, and we shall see you on the flip. Peace and love.